New question, the member from Nipissing.
Thank you, and good morning, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Last week's hand-delivered letter to the Premier's office stated that North Bay is in a state of chaos. The disruption at 3 of the largest employers falls firmly at the feet of the Liberal government. Patients and staff at the hospital are still reeling over the 350 cuts made to frontline health care. The workers at Ontario Northland are locked out. Unifor is looking to the Premier as they're willing to go to arbitration. Nipissing University is in its 4th week of a strike. This is causing grave concern with the students and parents calling, worried that the semester will be lost. Nipissing University is the 3rd largest employer in our city, and this strike is also now affecting businesses. The city is hurting, Speaker. I ask the Premier again, will she act to get all sides in these disputes back to the table?
Thank you.
Minister of Labour.
Minister of Labour.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. This province has an excellent record of dispute resolution. In fact, 98% of all agreements are reached without a strike, without a lockout. So obviously in cases like this, when there's a disagreement, negotiations are tough by their nature, and they should be, Speaker. We want them to result in a resolution that both parties can walk away from, feeling that they've been able to resolve their difference at the bargaining table. We're confident in this case as well that by working together, those parties can reach a settlement. What we do at the Ministry of Labour is we've got some of the best arbitrators, some of the best mediators in the country, Speaker. They've been involved in this. They're remaining at the table. They remain available to assist those parties to reach the successful resolution that we want them to reach, Speaker. If the past track record is any indication, Ontario resolves these issues at the table.
Thank you.
Back to the Premier. You have created strife at our hospital, Ontario Northland, and Nipissing University. The problems at Nipissing were created in no small part when the Liberals made significant cuts to funding for teacher training. I wrote to the minister on this issue, first as a concerned mayor and again as MPP in 2014. These cuts had a disproportionate large effect on Nipissing, where education students accounted for 30% of total enrollment. I warned that without adequate transition funding, the Liberal cuts would put the university in a precarious financial position. Speaker, we're certainly pleased that a mediator is trying to get the both sides together. But what is the Premier going to do to preserve the vitality of Nipissing University over the long term?
Thank you. Minister of Labour.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member once again for his interest in this issue. We're committed, obviously, to supporting Ontario's post-secondary education system. It ranks among the best in the world. We have more people entering that system than I think many other jurisdictions, but each one of those universities, each one of those colleges, by its nature, is an autonomous institution. It's got responsibility. It's reached a mature level where it handles its own labour relations. It handles its own HR issues, and that includes collective bargaining. And the record of success that this province has in collective bargaining tells me as Minister of Labour that this is the right thing to do, is to get mediators in there, to get arbitrators in there, and to let these people bring their best to the table, because we encourage all those parties to work together, because we know that working together, Speaker, these people will negotiate a fair settlement for both parties.